It sounds simple. Almost too simple. But that's exactly why it works. Because the biggest changes in life don't come from big decisions. They come from small wins repeated over time. When memory a day. It doesn't have to be extraordinary. It just has to be real. A conversation that makes you laugh. A walk that clears your mind. A moment where you feel present instead of lost in thoughts. And slowly those small memories start adding up. They start filling the empty spaces. They start replacing the silence. They remind you that life is still happening right now, not just in the past. But here's the part most people avoid. It's not always easy. There will be days when you don't feel like trying. Days when the past feels heavier than the present. Days when memories hurt more than they comfort. And in those moments it's easier to stop. To go back to routine. To stay where it feels safe. But safe doesn't mean alive. And deep down you know the difference. You feel it in those quiet moments. When everything is still and you're left alone with your thoughts. That feeling that something is missing. Not something you lost but something you stopped creating. That's your signal. Not to look back but to move forward. Even if it's slow. Even if it's messy. Even if you have no idea what you're doing. Because life doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for participation. You still have time. Maybe not forever. Maybe not as much as before. But enough. Enough to try again. Enough to feel something new. Enough to create moments that didn't exist yesterday. And one day those moments will become memories. Not the kind you regret. Not the kind you wish you could change. But the kind you're glad you made. The kind that remind you didn't stop living. So maybe the question isn't how much life you have left. Maybe the real question is how much of it are you willing to live? Because in the end you will have as much life as you allow yours. You don't notice the moment your life starts shrinking until one day you realize you've stopped making new memories. It happens quietly. Not with a loud crash or a dramatic ending. Just small things. You stop saying yes. You stop trying something new. You start choosing comfort over curiosity. And before you even realize it, your world gets smaller. Your days start to look the same. Your trees stop growing. And the worst part. It feels normal. We tell ourselves we're just being practical. That we've already lived enough. That excitement is for younger people. But that's not true. Not even close. Life doesn't slow down because of age, it slows down because we let it. Memories, they're strange things. They don't ask for permission. They just stay. Like old films playing in the background. You can replay them anytime. The laughs. The long talks. The moments that didn't seem important back then but now mean everything. And you sit there thinking, was that really my life? Did that really happen? And then comes the silence after the memory. That quiet realization that you can't go back. You can only remember. That's where most people get stuck. They start living in the past instead of building something new. They become collectors of old moments instead of creators of new ones. And slowly, without even noticing, they stop living. Not completely. But enough to feel it. But here's the truth nobody tells you. You don't run out of life. You run out of courage. Courage to try again. Courage to look a little foolish. Courage to say, I don't know how but I'll figure it out. That's what keeps life alive. Not perfection. Not planning. Just the willingness to step forward even when you feel unsure. Think about it. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Not something big. Not something impressive. Just something new. Something that made you feel a little uncomfortable, a little alive. Most people can't remember. And that's the problem. B.